Hello everybody, welcome to SDK Online English Classes. Now I'm back with another important lesson which is for CBSE Plus 2 students. Here the lesson name is The Rat Trap, which was written by Selma Lagerlöf. Before I start this lesson, let me tell you some important points about the writer Selma Lagerlöf. She was born on 20th November 1858 in Värmland, Sweden. She also died in the same place on 16th March 1940. So she is a Swedish writer, and the story that we are discussing also set in the midst of the mines of Sweden, which is rich in iron ore. Here, Selma Lagerlöf had become a great teacher. Apart from being a teacher, she was also a great writer who wrote excellent novels. You know, her first novel, Ghost of Berlin Saga, was published in the year 1891 when she was at the age of 33. Later, she wrote many novels. You know, all of her writings have been translated into different languages. And she is the first woman to receive Nobel Prize in the year 1909 for her literature. Here you need to understand one thing. A great universal theme runs through all of them. That is what the greatness of Selma Lagerlöf. Here the themes are romantic and at the same time moral too. Even in this story also we can find a great moral, nothing but great theme. It shows the essential goodness in a human being is awakened through love and understanding. So that is what the theme of this lesson. Let us go through the lesson and find whether this theme is really apt to this lesson without wasting time. So here is the first paragraph. It tells us very clearly, long ago there was a man who is none other than a rat trap seller. He is the main character in this story. This man used to make all his rat traps of wire at his odd moments, getting the material from the stores, even at the big farms. You know, he used to get the material by begging, even though the business was not profitable. That is what the condition of the rat trap seller here. In order to keep his body and soul together, he had to resort is nothing but do kind of petty thievery and begging. So that is what his condition. So here this man is begging, even the material, even the food, whatever that he required. Sometimes he had to do kind of petty thievery. Petty thievery is nothing but small kind of thefts. Though he was begging, though he was doing kind of petty thievery and all, his condition is not at all good. That is what he must understand. So that is what actually had been said in the first paragraph, last lines. Okay. Here it says very clearly, his clothes were in rags, his cheeks were sunken, and hunger gleamed in his eyes. So what do you mean by these lines? His clothes were in rags, which means his clothes were completely damaged, worn out. Okay, not at all looking good. And his cheeks were completely sunken. Yes, became very lean. So almost his skeletal structure is appeared. Even his great hunger is shown in his eyes every time. So that is what is condition. It says very clearly the rat trap seller's condition is very worse, financially, physically, mentally, in all the ways. Let us go to the second paragraph. It says very clearly his condition is very worst, sad and monotonous life he had. Monotonous is nothing but unchangeable. So whatever we discussed in terms of his physical appearance, in terms of his financial condition and all, he had a great monotonous life that he must understand, unchangeable life, sad, worst and unchangeable life that he had. And this man is the one who always used to plod on the roads. Plod is nothing but used to walk with difficulty, carrying kind of painful thoughts in his mind. So this is what actually the condition of the rat trap seller. So these lines added some information to his physical condition. Hope you understood what I'm telling. And if you look into the next lines, you can understand that this man had fallen into a line of thought. So what was the thought? And that thought, to be frankly, seemed to him somewhat entertaining. So here you need to understand what was the thought and which thought made him to be entertained. When he has naturally been thinking of his rat traps, he was struck by an idea that was about rat trap and the world and about him. The idea that he got, which is nothing but the thought that we are discussing, made him to be somewhat entertained. Here it says the whole world itself is a big rat trap, according to the narrator. Here the narrator is rat trap seller. Hope you understood. So he says very clearly, the whole world with its lands, cities, villages, oceans, rivers, everything together is a world. So the whole world itself is a big rat trap. So that is what actually the thought and idea he got. He says very clearly, this world had never existed for any other purpose except setting baits for the people. Here, try to understand the meaning of bait. Bait is nothing but a piece of food that is kept in rat trap in order to attract or trap rats. According to the narrator, the world had never existed for any other purpose except setting baits for the people. So it sets always baits in order to attract or trap the people into its trap. That is what actually had been said here. Here, try to understand. If you take the rat trap, the real rat trap, you can find baits like pork or cheese or some other pieces of food. But whereas if you take the world as a rat trap, what are the things are set as baits? Those are riches, joys, and food, clothing, and other luxurious things and needful things, even power, strength, a position. All of these are the baits that are set by the world in order to trap or attract the people. So that is what actually an idea that he got. Hope you understood what I'm talking. If anybody is tempted to those baits and try to touch it, immediately what will happen? The entire trap will close in on him. And then everything came to an end. That is what actually had been said in the second paragraph. So let us move to the next paragraph. Here it says, the world had never been kind to anybody. However, it had never been kind to anybody in the same manner with the rat trap seller. So it gave him an unwanted kind of a joy. Unwanted is nothing but unusual kind of a joy. So here, the rat trap seller had been given an idea or thought, so that he started thinking about the world as unkind. So that is what actually he found. So the unusual kind of a joy that has been given to him has become a cherished pastime. Here the cherished is nothing but somewhat interesting. Pastime means a habit. So the thought and idea that he got, nothing about the world as rat trap, had become his interesting hobby. Especially during his dreary and as well as ploddings. Dreary is nothing but boring times, unprogressive times, and nothing but difficult times. So whenever he faces any kind of difficulties, whenever he feels bored of his life, he used to think about the world as rat trap and the people are rats. So in that way, the thought or an idea became a cherished pastime during his dreary and as well as ploddings. Hope you understood what I'm talking. So here, this man thinks about the people, those who are attracted to those baits, and as soon as the people are attracted to those baits, and immediately the trap closes in on them, and he also thinks about other people, those who are circling around the baits. This is what actually had become his regular hobby. I hope you understood. Let us move to the next paragraph. So one dark evening, as he was walking with great difficulty, he was able to see a grey cottage at the side of the road, and immediately he thought of asking permission to stay over the night. That is what actually he is looking for. So he was strolling on the road, looking for a shelter. Finally, he was able to find a grey cottage over there on the road, and he started knocking on the door. The door was open. The one who is there inside of the cottage had come out. But here, this time, he had got a strange experience. What was the strange experience? He hadn't been given any kind of refusal. This man hasn't been shown any kind of even sore faces. Usually, he gets these experiences every time. But this time, it was completely different to him. And the man who stays inside is an old man. who stays over there in the house without his wife and without his children. He has no children, he has no wife. He is only the one who stays over there with this cow. Okay, and every time he feels bored of his life. And sometimes he expects somebody should be there with him to share his loneliness. So that is what the condition of the man who stays in the grey cottage, who is none other than an old man. So immediately, this rat trap seller was welcomed into the house. And as soon as he was welcomed, immediately the old man put a porridge pot on the fire in order to feed him supper. Here the porridge is nothing but a meal, an oat meal or a rice meal. So he kept porridge pot on the fire in order to give him supper. So that is what actually had been done. Then he carved off a big slice of tobacco from his tobacco roll. That big slice of tobacco is sufficient even for his pipe and as well as even for his guest. So that is what actually had been said here. And later, the old man took out an old pack of cards in order to play Zolis with his guest. So both of these two started playing until their bedtime. So let us move to the next paragraph. Here he says very clearly, the old man was completely generous. The old man has shown his great generous by offering him tobacco and as well as porridge. And later, he started sharing about his life to his guest, who is none other than rat trap seller. What he says here, what the old man says to his guest, the rat trap seller, he started telling him once upon a time, especially when he was in the days of his prosperity, having his progressive times, when he was in his middle age, he was a crafter. Crafter is nothing but one who pays rent for a mill or an industry, runs on his own. And he also tells him that he is a worker over there in the land. Now, he was no longer able to continue that work as he has become old enough. So in these days especially, he has his own cow, which helps him a lot in order to get money by giving him sufficient milk. So he is completely happy and satisfied with his cow. He says very clearly, the bossy was extraordinary. Here the bossy is none other than his cow. So by selling the milk, he earns money. So that is what actually had been even conveyed to the rat trap seller here. His intention is to convey how his life is now. So not only once upon a time, even in these days also, he is very happy. That is what actually had been said here. Because of having his cow. He tells him that he was able to earn 30 kroner last month as payment. So in such a way, the old man shared his feeling with his guest, the rat trap seller. Hope you understood. Let us move to the next paragraph. According to these lines, the stranger must have seemed incredulous, which means as soon as he was shared by the old man, the stranger couldn't believe his words. So that is what actually had been shown on his face to the old man. So immediately understanding that, the old man got up and went to the window and took down his leather pouch, from which he took out those 3 10-kroner notes and showed him. He has given him information like this. He told him everything about his cow and as well as his livelihood and even about his earnings. So immediately he thrust them back into his pouch and he kept his pouch over there by the side of the window. Let us move to the next one. The next day morning, both of these two men got up in the good season. Here the good season is nothing but they got up very happily in a good mood. But here the old man was completely hurried in order to milk his cow, in order to get the milk from his cow. As the owner of the cottage had already been woken up, the other man who stays in the house, none other than the rat trap seller, probably thinking as the owner of the house got up early in the morning, it is not good for him to stay in the bed. Thinking in that way, he has gotten up and he made himself to go out. Here both of these two got ready and they came out of the cottage, and immediately the old man locked the door and put his keys in his pocket. Then the rat trap seller responded to him by saying goodbye, and also he thanked him a lot because of giving him shelter over the night and sharing everything with him. Hope you understood. So this is what actually happened in this paragraph. So let us move to the next paragraph. Half an hour later, the rat trap peddler again appeared himself in front of the door, but this time he didn't go inside. However, he straightaway went to the window frame. There he broke the window pane and he thrust his hand into and took down the leather pouch, from which he took out those 3 wrinkled kroner notes and he thrust them into his pocket. And again, he put back the money pouch over there on the nail by the window frame. So this is what actually happened in this paragraph. Keeping the money in his pocket, he started running on the roads. And here, at that time, while he was walking on the road, hurriedly, he appreciated his smartness because of taking money belongs to the old man. At that time, the rat trap peddler, realizing that it is not good for him to walk on the road, immediately he turned off and started going into the woods in order to escape from the people and from the danger. So that is what actually happened. He felt very happy, quite happy, and nothing kind of trouble had been caused to him. But later in the same day, he had got a lot of troubles when he had gone into the forest. So it says very clearly, during the first hours, he didn't feel any kind of difficulty over there in the forest. But later in the day, it became very worse to him. Why? What's the reason behind of that? Because the forest is a much confusion-giving forest. Because of that, he faced a lot of difficulties over there. At that time, he tried to be sure enough to walk in a certain direction, even though he was unable to come out of the forest. That is what actually his condition. Hope you understood what I'm talking. So he tried to be sure enough to come out of the forest. Finally, he was able to notice that he was there in the same forest, in the same part of the forest. As the forest has a lot of tricks which led the man to come to the same part of the forest. He felt much painful over there. So finally, this man started walking continuously without coming to the end of the forest. So that is what actually his realization. That is what actually he had come to know. Hope you understood what I'm talking. All at once, he recalled his thoughts at the time. What kind of thoughts that he got? The thought that he got about the world, about the rat trap, about him. That is what actually he recalled. Now he felt that he had got his turn. And he also felt that he had let himself be fooled by a bait that was offered to him by the world. Here the bait that was offered to him is nothing but 30 kroner notes. He started feeling the entire forest itself is a rat trap. Now the forest with its thickets and broken branches, logs, trunks and all is going to close in on him like an impenetrable prison. Impenetrable is nothing but which cannot be crossed. So he felt that the entire forest would close in on him like an impenetrable prison so that he cannot come out of the forest. That is what actually had been said here. Okay, so these are the feelings of the rat trap seller. Next paragraph, here it has been said very clearly, it was completely late in December. Due to that, the darkness was completely descending over the forest. That increased much danger to this rat trap seller. Because of the danger which is increased, his gloom and as well as despair also have got increased. Gloom is nothing but depression and as well as hopelessness. Even these two also have got increased a lot. So at the time, he realized that there is no way out to come out of the forest. Realizing that there is no way out to come out of the forest, he sank down on the ground and completely tired to death, thinking that his last moment had come. But just as he laid his head on the ground, he was able to hear kind of a thumping sound. And immediately he got up and he was sure enough those thumping sounds are nothing but hammer strokes. He was sure enough there could be iron mill over there. So immediately he summoned his strength and started staggering towards the sound. Here the staggering is nothing but walking with great difficulty. Let us move to the next paragraph. Here it has been said about the Ramsar Ironworks, from which the rat trap seller was able to hear a kind of thumping sound, and listening to that started moving towards the direction of the sound. So what has been said here, the Ramsar Ironworks, which are now closed down, but not so long ago, it was a large plant with the smelter, rolling mill and forge. Try to understand the meanings of these three words here. Smelter is nothing but, it is a part of an iron mill in which the melting of iron is taken place. And rolling mill is also a part of iron mill in which the flat metal sheets are produced. And the next one, forge. Forge is a kind of a hearth which is used for heating the metals. So this is what actually had been said about. In the next few lines, it was mentioned about the surroundings and as well as the circumstances of that area where the Ramsau Ironworks are situated. So try to understand these lines here. During the summer times, it was seen that long lines of heavily loaded barges and scows are slid down the canal. Slid down is nothing but move down the canal. Okay, so here you have to understand the meanings of these two, barges and scows here. Barges means a large flat-bottomed self-pulled boats. And these boats are specially used in river and as well as canal transportation in order to carry heavy loads. Okay, and the next is scows. Even the scows also means the same. Large flat-bottomed boats having with broad and square edges. Even these also are used even in river and canal transportation in order to carry heavy loads. And the canal that was mentioned here leads to large inland lake. That is what actually had been mentioned here. And it also had been mentioned about how the circumstances were during the winter times. Especially during the winter times, the roads nearby the mill are completely covered with the black dust. That is what actually had been resembled. So the dust that was sifted from charcoal crates, whichever the dust was sifted from the charcoal crates that used to fall on the roads and made all the roads dirty. So this is what actually had been said in this paragraph. I hope you understood this. Let us move to the next one. This paragraph, it has been said about blacksmith, another one is his helper. And it also had been said about one more important thing, which is forge. So here, the continuation story happens in the forge. Because of that, it has been mentioned about forge and as well as the two people. So during one of the long dark evenings, just before the Christmas Eve, there are two people who are none other than the blacksmith and as well as his helper, apprentice, were there in a forge nearby furnace. Furnace is nothing but a boiler. And these two people were waiting for a pig iron in order to put it in anvil. So here the pig iron is nothing but a solid form of hot metal which is used as raw material for steel and iron making. So these two people are waiting for pig iron to put it on anvil. Anvil is a kind of a tool which is used to give a proper shapes to pig iron. Here you must understand one thing. Every now and then, which means every time one of these two got up to stir the glowing mass using a long iron bar. Here the mass is nothing but a large quantity of matter. After it has been done by them, they come back with lots of sweat on their bodies, or excessive sweat on their bodies. That is what actually had been seen here. Hope you understood these lines. And especially at the time, these people, as per the customs, they were wearing wooden shoes and as well as long shirts so that they can protect themselves from that heat and all. So hope you understood this paragraph. Let us move to the next one. Especially in this paragraph, it was mentioned something about how the forge inside and as well as the outside. Here, kind of sounds are actually heard continuously inside the forge and as well as even outside of the forge. What kind of sounds are actually heard at that particular time, that you must understand. Here, what can be seen in the forge? There are some bellows. Bellows are there. Bellows are nothing but large kind of pipes which are used to blow the air in order to burn the coal. So here, try to understand the sounds that are actually heard to those people. Okay? And blowing air is actually heard from those bellows, and that blowing air burn the coal. And this burning coal gives kind of a cracking sound when it is on the fire. Hope you understood. So these sounds are actually heard. Apart from these two, there is a fire boy. This fire boy shovels is nothing but throws charcoal into the maw of the furnace. Here the maw is nothing but mouth of the furnace. What do you mean by furnace here? Furnace is nothing but boiler. And we could hear kind of a roaring sound due to the waterfall. And at the same time, there was continuously raining outside, and that sharp north wind whipped is nothing but pushed the rain towards the brick tile roof. So due to that, it was continuously heard kind of a rattle sounds due to the rain. These are the sounds that are actually heard, especially at that moment when the rat trap seller entered into the forge. Hope you understood. So due to all of these sounds, the blacksmith was unable to notice, the blacksmith or even his helper were unable to notice when the rat trap seller entered into the forge. So let us move to the next paragraph. Surely it was nothing unusual for any kind of vagabonds to be attracted to take shelter for a night, because these vagabonds are the people, they roam on the road without having any shelter. Surely it was nothing strange for the vagabonds to be attracted to the forge by the fire that escaped through the sooty panes. Here the sooty panes means the dust of the coal. Even these vagabonds, as soon as they enter the forge, they get warmth in front of the fire. The same thing was actually happened even with this rat trap seller. He was attracted to the forge by the glow of the light and entered the forge in order to get warmth in front of the fire. So here, both of these two blacksmiths, master blacksmith and as well as the helper blacksmith, looked at him very casually without having any kind of a care at this intruder. Here the intruder is nothing but one who entered the forge without permission. Even the intruder also looked at them the way his people generally looked at, having with long beard, dressed in rags and hanging bunch of small rat traps on his chest. Here it has been mentioned dangling. Dangling means hanging. Let us move to the next line. So here immediately, as soon as the rat trap seller had seen them, he started asking master blacksmith permission to stay over there for the night. Even the blacksmith also, without even uttering even a single word, gave him permission in an arrogant consent. Even the tramp also didn't even give any kind of response to the blacksmith. He didn't even speak to him. He didn't even try to speak to him. Because, try to understand, he went there in order to warm himself and as well as sleep, not to talk to the blacksmith, even with anybody. So because of that, he didn't even respond to the blacksmith. So this is what actually happened. If you look at the further lines, where you can understand something about the iron master. Here, the blacksmith and his helper, both of them are actually workers. They are working over there in the iron mill. Okay, and there is a master. So here in this paragraph, it was mentioned about an iron master, owner of the Ramsau Iron Works. So in those days, the Ramsau Iron Works are held or owned by a prominent iron master whose greatest ambition is to ship out a very good iron to the market. So that is what actually his greatest ambition. Because of that, during the nights and as well as during the daytimes, he always used to visit the Ramsau Iron Works. Even that day, at that particular time also, he just went there on his one of the nightly rounds of inspection to see whether the work is being done by them properly or not. So this is what actually can be seen in the next lines. Here, the blacksmith and his helper, both of them are actually workers. They are working over there in the iron mill. Okay, and there is a master. So here in this paragraph, it was mentioned about an iron master. So who is he and what was actually said about him, that you can understand. Let us move to the next paragraph. So naturally, as the iron master entered the forge, immediately he was attracted to the one who stays over there nearby the furnace. Here the furnace is nothing but the boiler from which heat is produced, and that heat, whichever the steam that comes out of the boiler, rages through the ragamuffin's wet clothes. That is what actually had been observed by the iron master when he entered the forge. As soon as he went there, immediately he was attracted to this ragamuffin. Ragamuffin is nothing but the vagabond. Immediately, the iron master turned up, nothing but moved his clothes in order to have a better view of his face. Hope you understood these lines. Immediately he recognized that the rat trap seller is none other than his old regimental comrade. Regimental is nothing but a military force, or armed forces. Here he started introducing himself to the rat trap seller by saying his name, Nils Olof. So try to understand here the name Nils Olof is Ironmaster's name. Okay, so he introduced himself to the ragamuffin.
he exclaimed very sadly at his physical condition. How you do look is nothing but exclaimed sadly about his appearance. Hope you understood. So this is what actually happened. But here, the man with the rat traps had never seen the Ironmaster before. He had never even heard his name even at Ramsar Ironworks event. So that is what actually you must understand. So how did he respond to the Ironmaster? But try to understand. It occurred to him that the fine gentleman thought that he is one of his old regimental comrades, one of his colleagues over there when they were working. But it had occurred to him that the fine gentleman, nothing but the Ironmaster, is thinking that this man is one of his old regimental comrades. Though it is not true, but still he thought of accepting it, because at the time he felt if he accepts to that, he would be given couple of kronas. Expecting couple of kronas from the Ironmaster, he decided to undeceive him. Undeceive is nothing but he decided to deceive him, nothing but cheat him, by saying that it is true. He expected that he would be given at least couple of kronas. Because of that, he accepted, he agreed to the words of the Ironmaster. Try to understand these words here. He immediately agreed to the Ironmaster's words and responded to him like this. Yes, God knows how things have gone, and finally he says all it was happened because of his bad luck. So that is what actually had been conveyed to the Ironmaster. Let us move to the next line. Here in these lines, Ironmaster started feeling sorry about the physical appearance and the condition of the rat trap seller. Here Ironmaster speaks to the rat trap seller, you should not have resigned to the regiment. Which means what here? In the early days only, he has resigned to his responsibilities. So that is what actually had been reminded to the rat trap seller by the Ironmaster, by saying, no, you shouldn't have resigned from your responsibilities. What he says here, you shouldn't have resigned from the regiment. That is what actually had been conveyed to the rat trap seller, and immediately the Ironmaster asked the rat trap seller to come along with him to his house. Let us move to the next slide. Here, Ironmaster started asking the rat trap seller to come along with him to his house, but the rat trap seller didn't like to go along with him because he wants to stay over there for a night and go early in the morning. There is a reason behind of that. You know, he has stolen the money of an old man. So because of that, he decided to not to go to his house and stay over there in the night and leave the place. Of course, though he wanted to convey the same to the Ironmaster, but he couldn't. So try to understand the condition of the rat trap seller here. So here, when he was invited by the Ironmaster to come to his house, he was completely hesitated to go there. And he also told him that he cannot come along with him. Okay, and at the same time, he was a little frightened over there. There is a reason behind of that. That is simply about his 30 kronas. He had stolen 30 kronas from the old man. Definitely he would be captured. He would be caught red-handedly. So going over there is nothing but throwing himself into the lion's den. That is what actually he felt at the time. Because of that, he was not at all interested to go over there along with the Ironmaster to his house. So let us move to the next paragraph. Try to understand the condition of the rat trap seller here. His clothes are in rags. So because of having such kind of a miserable condition, this man is unable to come to the farmhouse. Ironmaster says like this, please don't think that I have such a fine and beautiful house and with wife and children. You know, my wife had already been dead, that you knew already, and my children are abroad. Try to understand here the abroad is nothing but an adverb. So no preposition is used before abroad. So except his oldest daughter, no one is staying with him. So that is what actually had been conveyed to the rat trap seller. Why did he tell him these words? Because the rat trap seller is nowhere willing to come along with him. But here at the time, Ironmaster is thinking, because of having his miserable condition and all, he is not interested. He is feeling embarrassed to come over there along with him. So In order to give him kind of assurance that he would be comfortable over there, he started speaking all of these words with him. Hope you understood. Let us move to the next line. Here at that time he conveyed only one thing, that they need someone to give a company with them during the Christmas Eve. Hope you understood. So finally what he says here, so come along with me, help us to make the Christmas food disappear a little faster. So by saying all of these words, he is inviting him to his house. But here the stranger said no. Again and again and again he says no only to him. He also decided to accept him, to let him stay over there for the night. So that is what actually happened. So immediately what happened? He has gone to the blacksmith and started talking to the blacksmith like this. It seemed the Captain von Stahler preferred to stay with you this night, Mr. Genstorm. So try to understand, Captain von Stahler is none other than one of the regimental comrades of the Ironmaster. Okay, and Genstorm is none other than the blacksmith who is there in the forge. And what is the name of the Ironmaster? Nils Olof. So these three are the names that you need to remember. So here, Genstorm, nothing but the blacksmith, understood the words of the Ironmaster. So what was the last word said by the Ironmaster? Captain von Stahler preferred to stay with you. So these are the last words said by Ironmaster. And he expected, those words are actually not said by Captain von Stahler or a ragamuffin. And those are the words that are actually added by the Ironmaster to the blacksmith. Hope you understood. Let us move to the next line. Within half an hour, those people were able to hear sounds of the carriage wheels. Here the carriage wheel is nothing but kind of a horse cart or something came in. So within half an hour, those people are able to hear sounds of the carriage wheels. But this time, the one who enters the forge, he is not actually the stranger, well known to everybody over there, and who is none other than the daughter, oldest daughter of the Ironmaster. So this time, Ironmaster sent his oldest daughter in order to bring Captain von Stahler to his house, expecting that she could have been given better powers of persuasion. Persuasion is nothing but letting someone to accept or bringing someone around. Okay, so expecting his oldest daughter had been given the powers of persuasion, he sent his oldest daughter in order to bring Captain von Stahler to his house. So here she entered the forge followed by a valet. Valet is nothing but a servant. So here the valet is carrying a fur coat on his arm. So carrying a fur coat, the valet entered the forge along with the Ironmaster's daughter. When she entered the forge, both of these two are working, blacksmith and as well as his helper. Here, the stranger had been seen by the Ironmaster's daughter. And by the time the stranger was lying by the furnace, as soon as the young girl caught sight of him, she immediately went to him and lifted his hat. As soon as the hat was lifted by this girl, he was able to see the girl, and immediately he got up and he was completely scared by the time. Let us move to the next paragraph. So this girl started looking at him sympathetically, compassionately, with her tearful eyes. By the time she was able to notice that he is completely scared of something. At the time she expected he might be scared, either he had stolen something or escaped from the prison. That is what actually she expected at the sight of the stranger. But she didn't say that to him, however, and immediately she added these words and started inviting him to her house by saying, "You may be sure, Captain, that you can come to our house and go anytime that you wanted, and you can be comfortable over there." So kind of an assurance that has been given to the stranger by this girl. Hope you understood. She said all of these words in a friendly manner in order to let the rat trap seller believe in her. So finally he accepted that he would come along with her. But before that, you know what he said? He conveyed her that it would never have happened or occurred to him. A girl like her coming to him and bothering about him. So he felt something strange with the approach of the girl and the situation. Finally, he accepted to come along with her. at once. Immediately, the valet gave him fur coat that he took along with him. Immediately, this man threw that fur coat over his rags and started following the young lady. While he was riding up to the manor house, the farmhouse that belongs to the ironmaster, he had got a lot of evil forebodings. Forebodings are nothing but thoughts regarding 30 kronas that he had stolen from the old man. So he started feeling something very bad about his behavior and his act. He asked himself unknowingly why he had taken that money. So he's feeling sorry about that act. Now he feels now that he is sitting in the trap and the entire world would fall in upon him. That is what actually he started feeling. If you read these lines, you can understand very clearly the intention of the ironmaster. The next day, during the Christmas Eve, especially early in the morning, he went into the dining room in order to have breakfast. At the time, probably he might be very happy because of finding his one of his old regimental comrades, and he's feeling completely very sad about the miserable condition of the rat trap seller. So at this particular time, he started speaking to his daughter that he felt that it was their responsibility to look after him, and he also conveyed his intention that they must do something to let him get some kind of flesh on his bones. That is what actually had been conveyed by the ironmaster to his daughter. He also conveyed one more important thing. He also felt the responsibility to show him kind of an opportunity to continue his livelihood instead of letting him go everywhere and sell his rat traps. So these are the decisions were taken by the ironmaster at that particular time. Let us move to the next line. Here, the daughter speaks to her father. It was completely sad that things have made him completely very worst, to have a miserable condition in his life. Here, the things are nothing but the acts of the fate. She also conveyed one more important thing. When she was trying to interact with him the last night, the way of his response and as well as his appearance made her that he was not at all educated once. The ironmaster was speaking to his daughter regarding his tramp appearance and his miserable condition and all. The door was opened and the man entered the room. This man was taken to be bathed by the valet. So valet took him to bathe him. So he got bathed and he got even shaved. He got even dressed in good looking suit. He was also wearing a starched collar. Starched is nothing but broad and stiff collar. So these were actually his appearance at present, while the ironmaster was speaking to his daughter regarding his miserable condition. Although the guest was well groomed, well dressed, the ironmaster was not at all seemed happy, because now the ironmaster was able to see him in a broad daylight. But last night when he had seen him, he was in completely dim light of the forge, and moreover he was completely in a miserable condition. But now he was completely well groomed. He is in broad daylight, so definitely he wouldn't be mistaken this time. So as soon as the ironmaster was able to recognize that man is not his one of old regimental comrades, so immediately he responded to him, getting angry on him. He started speaking to the rat trap seller by saying it was not quite honest. The ironmaster made a mistake thinking that he was his one of old regimental comrades. He must have told him that it is not, but he didn't say anything. Because of that, he got angry on him. So last night when he had seen him, he felt it was his old acquaintance, but knowingly everything he accepted and came to his house. That is what actually he started feeling about. Finally, he tried to convey him that he would call Sharif. Sharif is nothing but the one who looks after the law and order. So he decided to call Sharif so that he would come and speak to him in that matter, because he wants to know the reason behind of his arrival to his house. The rat-trap seller moved little forward and he thumped the table with his fist. he started speaking to the ironmaster. The world itself is a big rat trap where the people are offered kind of baits like cheese and pork to be trapped. So that is what actually happened even in my life. So he started telling him like this. He conveyed him one more important thing. He also told him the day will come, and on a specific day he also would be caught. He would be even offered kind of baits like piece of pork and some other things in order to be attracted or trapped. So definitely he also would be caught in that trap. So that is what actually had been conveyed to the ironmaster by the rat trap seller. Listening to the rat trap seller's words, he got little convinced. Sharif would come and spend his time alone in the Christmas Eve. So before he comes, he ordered him to leave the place and leave his house. That is what actually had been conveyed to the rat trap seller. The rat trap seller was trying to open the door and go out of the house and leave the place. While he was doing that, immediately the young lady appeared into the scene, moved towards the rat trap seller and closed the door when it was opened by him. She started telling her father that she doesn't want to let him go away. So the daughter was standing there and she was feeling embarrassed and she didn't know what to answer to her father. Here she wanted to support the rat trap seller. That morning she had felt very happy and she also thought about how the home, like how the Christmas Eve could be. So that is what actually an idea that she got. She also thought that she was going to prepare things for the hungry wretch. The wretch is nothing but unfortunate. So here she was not at all interested to go away from that idea. Here she wants things to be happen like that. So because of that, she was not at all interested to send him out of their house. So here the young lady started thinking about the stranger who is none other than the rat trap peddler. According to the young lady, the rat trap peddler is the one who walks and walks continuously to each and every corner of the country. So that is what actually happened. Now she was trying to convince her father by this time. And she also conveyed him one more important thing, that she wanted to give him a day of peace. So that is what actually she decided. So here, listening to his daughter's words, he just mumbled himself in his beard. He didn't even try to oppose, but he mumbled. According to the daughter, nothing but the young lady, the rat trap seller was the one who was welcomed by them, who was invited by them to their house. And she felt it was not at all good for them to send a human being away, especially during the Christmas Eve. And moreover, they are the people who welcomed him and brought him to their house. So by saying all of this, he was trying to convince him. It is a bit of conversation that was actually happened in between the ironmaster and his daughter. So here, ironmaster responded to his daughter. Ironmaster felt that she was preaching like a pastor by the time. He also conveyed one more important thing to his daughter. He hoped that she couldn't be regretted because of letting him stay in their house. So that is what actually had been conveyed to even the daughter by the ironmaster. By the time she could be seen that she had been given a permission by her father in order to let him and feed him. The man with the rat traps didn't say anything, even a single word. While he was taking the breakfast, every moment he looked at the young lady, supported him. So here, after that Christmas Eve, the day had passed, but the stranger didn't cause any kind of trouble to them. He just slept over there. He was just lying on the sofa that was found in one of the guest rooms. So he lied over there on the sofa and slept during the morning time. And when it comes to the lunch time, he got woken up by them and he was given a food. After having the meal during the post-lunch, again he slept. So when it comes to the evening, the Christmas tree was completely lighted and everything got arranged. Again, he got woken up. Here, this man was taken to the dining room down the stairs. So where he had been provided the dinner, he had been given fish and as well as porridge and other food items. After having a lovely meal, he got up and thanked everybody who were presented over there. He also went to the young lady and thanked her. and the young lady offered him the suit that he was wearing. And she also conveyed him that it is her father's intention that he must take that suit as the Christmas gift. And she also conveyed him her greatest hope. She hoped that she would enjoy the next Christmas Eve also in the same manner, and until that time nothing kind of trouble or nothing kind of fault must be done by him. And now she also welcomed him back for the next Christmas Eve. So that is what actually happened. So listening to the young lady's words, he didn't answer to her. He didn't even respond to her. He just listened and looked at the young lady in a boundless amazement. While she was speaking to him, without even uttering a word, he just stared at her, looked at her continuously, having kind of a great surprise and enthusiasm in him. So that is what actually happened. So the next morning, the ironmaster and his daughter got up in good season, and they went to the early morning service at the church. And by 10 o'clock, they came back to the house. The car was hardly stopped in front of the door. So which means they were completely hurried to enter the house. As soon as they entered the house, the girl immediately laid on the sofa, hung her head back in a disappointed manner. So what was her disappointment? What's the reason behind of her disappointment? And what might be happened when they went to the church or at the church? So let us move to the next one so that we can understand. At the church, the girl was able to know that one of the old crafters' money had been stolen by the rat trap seller who roams around. So listening to that, she got completely disturbed because she didn't even expect that he could be a thief, but it was actually happened. The father was trying to speak to his daughter. That was the fine fellow who made this, and he also expressed his wonder whether the silver spoons and the silverware could be there in his house, in the cupboard. So he expected that he would take even those silver spoons and silverware which are there in the house. So because of that, both of these two, after the completion of the morning church service, they were completely hurried. Their car was hardly stopped in front of the steps. Immediately, both of these two went inside. The ironmaster started asking the valet whether the guest was there inside. He also conveyed him what they have come across at the church about the rat trap peddler. That the fellow had gone. He also conveyed him that he hadn't taken anything with him. So he told him, the valet told him the fellow had gone and didn't take anything along with him. So that is what actually had been conveyed to the ironmaster by the valet when he was asked. He also conveyed one more important thing. On the contrary, in the nothing but opposite to that, instead of taking their belongings, he left a package over there. So what was the package and what was there inside the package, that you must understand. And why did he leave the package over there? That package is nothing but, that was a Christmas present from the rat trap seller to Wilmonson. Here the Wilmonson is nothing but the young lady, the daughter of the ironmaster. So immediately the young girl, nothing but the young lady, opened the package. Actually the package was hardly done up. It was not actually done properly. But still she opened the package. She was able to see the things over there that are kept inside the package. And all of those contents that are kept inside of the package came into the view. She started looking at them. She felt very happy inside. And she even gave a little cry of joy. Which means she got a kind of happy tears looking at things that are kept inside. In which she was able to find a small rat trap, even a letter, 30 kronas that were actually stolen by the rat trap seller from old crafter. So these are the things that are actually kept inside the package. Here, the daughter opened the letter and started reading. The rat trap seller addressed her as a noble and honored lady. He is the one who was well treated by this young lady. In return, he must also treat her as a real captain. Because of that, what did he do? He gave the money that he had stolen from the old crafter. And he also conveyed her to return the money to the old crafter, who keep his pouch on the nail at the side of the window frame, which is as bait for the poor wanderers like me. So return the money to him. So that is what actually had been conveyed to the young girl here. And moreover, he doesn't want to let her to be embarrassed because of his behavior. So he decided to change his behavior. That is what even also conveyed to the young lady here in the letter. And apart from that, he gave a small rat trap as a Christmas gift. He has given assurance to the young lady that he raised himself as the real captain. If he hadn't raised himself as the real captain, so definitely he would have been caught in the dangerous snare by the wolf's rat trap. He doesn't want that to be happened. So because of that, and because of the great affection, love and understanding that was shown towards him by the young lady, he also changed his behavior. He also changed his attitude. He got raised to the real captain. So in such a way, he got powers to raise himself. So that is what actually had been conveyed through this letter to the young lady. Hope you understood this lesson. Thank you very much. Have a good day.